VP Said, is that a motion to pass the minute? All right. Do we have a second? Second by Senator Ziegler. All right. All those in favor, if you could use the hand raising feature now. All right, and we can put them down. And all those opposed, if you put them up now. And down. And any abstentions, put them up now. And down. And the minutes have passed. Now moving down to the agenda. And I put that in the chat myself just a little bit ago. Again, take a glance. And whenever anyone's ready, I will entertain that motion. And VP Boyd, the motion to approve the agenda.
Yes.
All right, and it looks like it was seconded by VP Said. Again, all those in favor, use the hand raising feature now. All right, and put them down. And Jenna, we just have get that hand down. All those opposed, put them up now. And down, and any abstentions, you can put them up now. And down, and the agenda for tonight did pass. All right, now we're moving down to public comments, and our first guest will be the one and only Tim Casper. Hello, Tim.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you, President Green. Good evening to all members of the Senate. It has been a truly remarkable first semester of the 2019 the 2020-21 academic year. I was looking at some data before regarding last fall of 2019. Regardless, I just wanted to say to each of you, thank you so much for your leadership that you've exhibited in this organization, the Student Senate. I know some of you are also involved with other student clubs and organizations, and thank you for your participation in those as well, as you've sought to balance, your school with your life, with these commitments to Senate and to some of the other student organizations. So thank you for doing that. It is very much a part of the Madison College tradition to have this very active student life at campus, and you're all a part of that even in this remote environment. As we think about the return to campus after you all take a break here with the end of the semester, we've shared with you information. I will write to you all again, the students, in early January, reminding folks of some of the details of our operations. But again, we'll be primarily delivering all of our services in the remote environment during the spring semester. There will be some exceptions for student life activities and library services, as well as those students who may need to use the testing center for services. But really all the rest of our services will be delivered to you remotely. As you heard from Provost Bakken last month, and she has shared with the broader college community as well, as we plan for fall of 21, we are planning to offer an academic course portfolio that looked substantially similar to this fall, with about 70% of the courses to be offered in the remote environment, 20% or so to be offered in the hybrid format, and a 5% to be offered completely in a face-to-face format. So we are trying to provide you, the students, as much certainty as possible as you look forward, not just to spring, but to the subsequent fall for those who might not be graduating either this month or in May, what the world will look like from an academic portfolio perspective at Madison College. We continue to make our decisions by focusing on the health and safety of not only the faculty and staff, but also each of you as the students here at Madison College. And that is going to continue to drive our decision making as we learn more about the evolution of the virus as well as vaccinations associated with the virus. Finally, I just want to say congratulations to any of you or your classmates who are going to be graduating in December. Next week, we will have a virtual commencement ceremony, and we do have about 200 plus individuals that will be participating in the virtual ceremony itself. So thank you and congratulations. It is an exciting day at Madison College when we have graduation. And while, again, it's a little different than normal, it is still a great accomplishment to be celebrated with friends and family, even if it's done remotely. So that concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. If we have no questions at all, we will go to the next guest. Any questions? All right. Well, thank you again, Tim. Appreciate that. Now moving down to the Student Media Board update with Renee. Hello, Renee.
Hello. How is everybody? Hanging in there?
No.
So. All right. Well, I'm going to just share. Can you see it okay?
I personally do not see anything yet. But my computer
showed
has
up
been a
for
little
me.
reliable.
What?
It showed up for me, so I'm assuming others might be able to see it now.
Did it for me too.
Yep.
Now
Yeah,
it
other
popped
people
up.
are seeing it.
Okay. I just wanted, cool, great. Well, thank you, President Green and everyone with Student Senate. If we haven't met, my name's Renee Alfano and I serve as the Director of Student Life, and I wanted to give you an update on some changes and recommendations that we're making to the operational procedures for the Clarion newspaper. Thank you for the opportunity to provide you an update on the work the Student Media Board has completed. As a reminder, at the beginning of this semester, a letter was presented to this body from 3 previous Clarion newspaper staff, sharing their experiences and recommendations about the operation of the newspaper as it relates to equity and inclusion. The Student Media Board is the body at Madison College that reviews complaints and issues as it relates to student media. The Student Media Board began meeting weekly starting October 22nd, and we completed reviewing the summary of our work at our meeting last week. I'd like to share some of the outcomes and recommendations that will be incorporated into an operations manual for the newspaper, and you should have received a copy of the full report in your email from either President Green or Advisor Rome. In reviewing the recommendations and speaking with the previous staff, we separated issues into 7 themes that as a board we were going to review. The first one was internal communications, and with this one, expectations were defined and it was determined that only college-supported tools will be used. All of the staff or functional work groups are to be included, and the primary tools right now are Teams and Blackboard. The second theme was feedback. That we needed increased opportunities for Clarion staff to provide feedback as well as receive feedback. We increased those opportunities, which included individual mid-semester check-ins with all staff by the advisor. Doug Kirkberg, the current advisor, went ahead and did this semester, offered it up at optional for all staff, and the majority of them have taken him up on that, and he said those are going extremely well. We also are recommending a reorganization of the editorial board and a re-emphasis on that tool. We'll also add, if students want to share something confidentially, make sure that they can come to myself as Director of Student Life, and we'll include the process if they would feel more comfortable submitting a bid form. One of the other themes was the editing process, and this was improved right away because the staff noticed right away that once everything went virtual and the college shut down, that they could no longer access the Mac server. So in order to edit the articles in the past, you had to be on campus to download those articles onto the Mac server, which again is not very equitable or inclusive. So Annika created a Teams page. Reporters now post their completed articles into this page. As you can see, she has it organized by issue and then by sections. The section editors and the copy editors can work on them as soon as they are turned in. And you can see this is the new section, and you've got the pictures there, you've got the articles there. And at the end of each article, the editors can detail changes made, ask any questions, add any comments they have in red type so that it's easy to review. So that has already been put in place and is working extremely well, according to Annika and the staff. The story assignment process was another theme, and it was recommended that the writers share their story ideas prior to the list of ideas shared by the editorial staff. Annika is already doing this, and this helps get the writers more involved in the story idea generation process. The story idea list is posted in Teams, which allows staff members to sign up for articles on their own at any time, as well as add additional ideas. Signing up for articles is and will be entirely voluntary. If no one signs up for an article that the editors feel should be covered, the editorial staff on a rotational basis will cover those stories. And then lastly, reporting on topics related to cultural awareness and diversity will be emphasized. The editorial board will track that coverage on these topics to see who has met that particular goal and to ensure that that responsibility is shared. The next area that the Student Media Board has made recommendations includes training. The training for the newspaper is done primarily during the summer, pretty extensive training, but that will also be offered online and when we can in person. Those sessions will be recorded so that students can participate even if they're unavailable. Students who complete the training in person or online will be paid. Scholarship staff, which is the leadership staff of the Clarion, will be required to complete an established set of training programs, either in person or online, as a part of their role. We'll also develop a mini mentoring program for students who join the group in the middle of the semester. With a bi-weekly deadline for the newspaper, if somebody comes in during that cycle, it's a little hard for them to get acclimated to the newspaper. So we want to make sure that, again, that we're providing a welcoming and inclusive environment, regardless of when someone might be interested in joining. We'll also encourage co-writing, especially for newer students who may not have the confidence yet to write on their own. And all staff will be expected to participate in equity and inclusion training that's organized by Student Life, and the Clarion will also offer modules specific to the newsroom. The final area is recruitment and pathways to promotion, and the Student Media Board suggests that the promotion and application process of open roles be expanded, and that for promising new staff who want to take on additional responsibilities, associate section editor roles be created. We also recommend that either an outreach position be created or you enhance the current office manager role. Since we're virtual, that role is a little underdeveloped. to do outreach specifically to students of color. We also want to enhance communication strategies on opportunities for students to get involved, even if they're not on staff. Writing press releases for a group that they might be involved in, taking pictures, writing an article, those kinds of things. And then lastly, creating a functioning editorial board. A little bit about that editorial board. It's a professional leadership team of the editorial department, and generally they set the editorial direction of the publication and assess coverage and provide feedback. It allows for a more inclusive decision-making process. It provides a forum for editors to hear from others in the newsroom. They'll be expected to conduct group critiques of each issue and host staff listening sessions. The makeup of this board, as well as the entire Clarion, the emphasis will be to make sure the membership is representative of the student body. That will include returning and new staff, as well as at-large students, preferably from underrepresented populations. And that chair will be elected from the members of the board, similar to how you do it with Senate, I think, if you're still doing it that way. Will not be the editor-in-chief to provide an additional leadership opportunity. Those are some of the highlights. I tried to speed through it. I'm sorry about that. I know you have a lot on your agenda, and so I wanted to just provide you with some highlights that the board worked on the entire semester. The feedback has been extremely positive, and like I mentioned, many of the recommendations have already been put in place. And there's, as you can see through the 11-page document that was created, which is a summary, pretty long summary, but those are the kinds of things that that the group, the Student Media Board, put together, and we think will continue to strengthen the newspaper even further than what it is already. So I want to thank Jenna and Katrina from this body for serving on that committee as well. And that group will be meeting on a more regular basis in the future. And I'm open for questions.
Any questions for Renee? Senator Fisher?
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I won't go into too much of the detail, having worked on that joint letter the entirety of the summer. I guess my only question, it hasn't come up yet in Racial and Equity Committee, the joint letter itself, and I'm not sure if it ever will, based on the progress and the steps that have been taken and we're learning about tonight in this presentation. I guess my question for the Madison College leadership is, how much of consideration with regards to the joint letter that really underscored racial and microaggressions within the Clarion News office, how much of credence was lent to the letter with regards to these recommendations? Because these are great changes, but I'm curious to know your impressions on whether or not you believe that these changes or adjustments have significant or any impact in addressing those concerns that were outlined.
Sure, thank you, Shai. Personally, I feel like a lot of what will end up in the final product, I tried to, because I spoke to all three of the past, yourself and the other Cam and Michelle, to make sure I fully understood some of the experiences. I do think that we tried to address a lot of the kinds of things that were brought up. I think also many of the training opportunities, especially specific for the newsroom, that Doug has already put together and has researched, especially on microaggressions in the newsroom. And there's another one that he has already put together for the Clarion staff. I think it will definitely address many, if not almost all of those kinds of issues. Obviously, every year it's a different set of students and will continue to adjust and adapt. But I also think that a lot of the recommendations that you all put in that letter, you will see in this summary. And I'm very, very excited, very proud of that. And I know Doug's excited, as well as Annika and the other editorial staff.
I'm going to jump in here quick, and we have to make a motion to extend time, and Senator Willis made a motion to extend by 5 minutes. Do we have a second for that? Senator VP Moreno. All right, and all those in favor, use the hand raising feature now. All right, and you can put them down. And all those opposed, put them up now. And down, and any abstentions, put them up. All right, 5 minutes added. I believe, Shai, you had something in response back.
Yes, thank you, President Green. I think part of my concern is ongoing, but I won't get predictive about the results of these changes. You have to kind of wait and see what will happen in the coming semesters. I do think I'll just say this. Personally, I heard the word already said many times, and that was my impression with the one meeting that we had with regards to this letter. And I believe that meeting is recorded in our virtual office somewhere. And that's the only meeting that we actually had one-on-one. The joint authors were never convened together in a meeting. And I believe my position in the meeting was always that I don't want to speak for the group. So there wasn't a lot to come out of my meeting. Perhaps others had more to
We're losing you in audio a little bit here, Shai.
But I
moves already in place have been used since my first meeting with the Student Life Office director. And that is my concern, because if it was already in place, then why was there the impact of microaggression to begin with? That's one of the takeaways here. And a lot of those recommendations made sense from like an office management point of view. I think that those kind of things would be in place and made better by this virtual environment. But I heard only a few takeaways with respect to microaggressions. I'm not actually sure if I heard a takeaway with respect to microaggressions, but I did hear a takeaway with respect to covering cultural or stories regarding race and ethnicity. So that's my 2 cents. I view all of the hardworking people here as friends, and some have become like family to me. But just like in a real family, we're gonna have disagreements, and then we go back to work and we continue to develop. I would encourage the Student Media Board to work specifically with the Racial Inequity Committee and really make these necessary recommendations as an example for what other student-led organizations and parts of our Madison College family make a positive example and show them what really can be done across the entire school. This presentation is really well put together. We were specifically looking at racial inclusion. I tend to think about inclusion more generally speaking, including people with disabilities and other protected classes. But certainly I was hoping to hear more with what this would mean with respect to racial inequity. I yield.
Well, thank you, Shai. Can I respond to that, or?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you want to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I agree. I think we're on the same team here. We want the best for our students. We want the best for our student groups, and we want the best for the experience of all the students, whether they're involved with the Clarion or not. So whatever that looks like, the group is committed to making that happen. When I said that this is already happening, what I meant was some of these things were brought up during our student media board meetings as ideas or thoughts or suggestions, and they're like, let's try it. Let's do it now, So I think folks are eager and excited and committed to making changes, and already did some of that just throughout the semester as different thoughts and ideas came up because they thought it would make it better for the current staff. So that is our goal, and I appreciate your feedback, and all are committed to making this a great experience at Madison College, and we appreciate your feedback and the impetus, which was the letter that was sent here to begin with. But yeah, I did talk with both Cam and Michelle quite extensively. It was only once, well, maybe Cam twice, but they had a lot to share, and I tried to represent that within the student board meetings. So.
I do recognize Advisor Rome. You did put your hand up. Senator Willis did also have her hand up. But before any of that, I want to ask VP Boyd, did we hit our 5-minute mark, or do we need to make another motion or extend time?
Yes, we would need to make another motion. I'm sorry for the delay.
That's all right. Do we have Senator Willis, is that another motion to extend time?
Yes, I would like to extend for an additional 5 minutes since Shai talked the whole 5 minutes last time.
All right. Do we have a second for that? VP Saeed seconds that. All those in favor, use the hand raising feature now. All right, and you can put them down. And all those opposed, you can put them up now. And down, and any abstentions, put them up now. All right, and down, motion carries. Senator Willis, you had a comment?
I was just going to say, as a person who actually worked on this is a living document. And what we're trying to do is at least present a summary of the work that we were doing to date. It's going to keep being adjusted and modified as necessary as things go along. Now, the trainings will address microaggressions, address cultural sensitivities, diversity, and even disabilities, and et cetera, and how to and not what's appropriate and what's not appropriate as far as trying to engage people who have challenges. So this is not the end document. This is just us trying to give an update to Student Senate, but there will be an additional update once we have the final version of the document together, as well as, like I said, there's still the opportunity as things are needed for the operational procedures to be modified. So, Shai, it's not something that's just cut in stone and that's the end all. It's just the beginning.
Point of order. Point of order.
Yes, Senator Fisher.
The way that the way that I'm being addressed directly, I'm not sure the point here, but I
was
believe that we
responding
have.
to your comment.
Okay. Well, I
That's
can
that's how I took
respectfully
that as well.
understand that.
I want to let Advisor Rome speak. She did have her hand up next.
I put it right back down, but I think the point I was going to add is just that this letter has sparked more conversation in student life as well. So it's not going to end with the Student Media Board. That was the first group that took a look at policies. So just wanted to echo that because that was not part of Renee's presentation, but obviously is important to the bigger picture of things. And Shai, I'm sorry, but I need you to turn your camera off. I'm getting nauseous looking at you walking. It's a lot.
All right. Well, I'm going to have us move on. I appreciate Renee, you taking the time to make this presentation and keep the Senate informed of what's going on. Yeah, obviously we know where to contact you if we have questions.
Yes,
So-
you know where to find me. Good luck on finals, everyone, and thank you again for your time and all the work that you're doing for our student body. Sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have a fellow student, an interested senator, possible senator, and an introduction. Sydney Flack, welcome, and I'll let you leave it over to you.
Hi, everybody. I'm in my first semester of the paralegal program, and I heard a lot about Student Senate and in my bankruptcy law class through Sheila. I looked into it a little bit, and it was something that I was interested in. I'd really like to be a part of an organization while I'm in college, and I'd like to support some of the initiatives that you guys are working on. So I hope I get to join all of you next semester.
Well, we are looking forward to it. So it would be very nice to have you as an addition. Anyone have any questions before I move on? Otherwise, Sydney, we this is publicly open, so we would encourage you to stay for the entire thing. But yeah, thank you for making that statement.
Thank you.
So now moving down to officer and committee reports and the executive council report. We talked about wrapping up and making a meeting time prior to the upcoming spring semester to kind of get on board. We talked about the bills very briefly, but we didn't really have much else to talk about as it was kind of the wrapping of everything up. So there's not really much else to report. So that concludes my report, and I will have us move down to admin and finance with VP Rubio.
Hey, everybody. So admin and finance has been in charge of coming up with implementing sick policy that I'm going to go through when we get to the non-business items. So looking forward to sharing that with you. That's it.
Awesome. VP Boyd was Legislative and Rules Committee.
I don't have much in terms of a formal report. Goals on the periphery are essentially looking through the bylaws and making sure things are still as what would best serve Student Senate, and there will be further discussion about that as it arises, but that's just more of an update of overall goals upcoming, and that's all I have for a report.
All right. VP Moreno with Team Development Committee.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone can hear me just fine and that their day has been going good. For the Team Development Committee, there's a couple of things that I would like to report on. Overall, for our committee, we started closing up, getting ready for what's the end of the semester, preparing for what will come for spring. I have, and I'm going to share my screen quickly because I'm going to show the very last part of what was the Student Senate Teams activity. So that way we can just see for the last time all together, and hopefully everyone can see it. Apologies that I can't see anyone if they're writing in the chat. So overall, this presentation that we've all been through a couple of times, the idea is that I will reveal the results of the team that won. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work. This will be basically the last challenge, and it's not a challenge, but it is more like finish strong, get your rest, and obviously thank you so much for participating in the event. It was definitely so fun doing this presentation and coming up with the challenges as a team. Again, these are what the prizes will be for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place. And this is how the points ended up, and I will send out the presentation so that everyone can have access to it. But these were the results. First place, Team Green Day. Second place, Team Incognito. Third place, Team Fighting Mongoose. And fourth, the Fire Ferrets. And in fifth place, a team who must not be named. Other than that, we will get in contact with everyone to give out their prizes. And last but not least, again, I will be presenting the bill number 6 at the very end. And I have this little Christmas holiday gift card, from the Team Development Committee. And it says, what do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire? You get frostbite. So it is just to close up the semester with this last GA, thanking everyone for being part of this amazing experience. It has definitely been so fun and amazing. So yeah, thank you so much. We'll talk later for bill number 6 and food pantry.
Awesome. Thank you, VP Moreno. Moving down, VP Saeed with Public Relations Committee.
So I don't have a whole lot to report, but I would like to thank everyone for working so hard, and all the best for your finals. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. And now down to special reports with Advisor Rome.
All righty. So as some others have said, congratulations to everyone who's graduating, transferring. I know some of you are sticking with us, taking a couple extra classes, but for all of those who are leaving us, you will be very much missed. And I just wish you all the luck. Please stay in touch. Just because you're not with us doesn't mean we don't care. So second point, I do have to leave right at 6. It was the only time I could do a parent-teacher conference for the 1.5-year-old, and so I'm going to need to step out just a couple minutes before 6. Stipend paperwork has been processed, so I am reasonably confident that that direct deposit will come through next Friday, the 18th. And part of the reason I was probably nauseous looking at Shy walking is I am pregnant. So my husband and I are expecting our second kid in June. So thank you. It's very exciting. So finally at the point where we're sharing it broadly. Won't affect this Senate term, but for anybody who is sticking around for next year, I will be out for most of the summer. So we'll make a good plan for that. But just thought I'd give you all a heads up right now. And then just good luck on finals. We're almost there. It's been quite the semester. I feel lucky to work with all of you who are just so dedicated to the important work that Senate does. So I will leave it at that. That is my report.
Awesome. Thank you. And again, congratulations. So now moving down Student Activities Board with VP Rubio.
So the, wait, sorry, did you say SAB or College Assembly?
Yeah, SAB.
Okay, yeah. So we actually meet next Friday. So I have nothing to report.
Awesome.
It's ready at 1.
And I think we definitely need to correct. We made a little correction error that Senator Jones is no longer with us, so that housing accessibility is vacant. If anyone is interested in sharing that and or being a part of the committee when we do get a chair, I would highly recommend to do so. It is a very important initiative, and we've gotten very far on it. So then moving down, visual equity update with Senator Zebel.
Man, my computer never unmutes. All right, so made a lot of progress from here since June, since December. I'm just kind of I'm gonna go through that real quick. So we served 2,760 students since March. We added 24 access points to the campus building. We joined the Eduroam program in November and hosted 144 devices out of that. We mapped a lot of student population locations in the district and aligned with potential community partners for Wi-Fi expansion. Researched citizen broadband radio spectrum as more of an expansion option. We also met with UW Stout Vanguard regarding laptop program options to better understand what we can do to make it better for the students. And we also went to Winona State and other WTCS and MO and other. We reached out to other programs too regarding not just Vanguard and Stout. Again, just for better understanding of what we can do to help. Other than that, that's what we did so far. We made a little presentation of accomplishments and what we plan to do in the next semester coming on up. But now that should conclude my report.
Awesome. Thank you, Senator Zebel.
Oh, wait. And
yes?
I'm making a resolution with Shy to, I actually don't really know. I don't remember what we're making the resolution for, to be honest.
And how about I suggest that the first meeting of the next GA, we present a resolution when we have a better, more clearer picture of what the resolution is going to be, as that would probably benefit having the VP of LA take a good glance at that and contribute her knowledge and skills to make sure that that resolution is the best resolution when it comes to whatever it is that the resolution is. So
true, but I did say we're working on it. I didn't say it was ready yet. But
all right. Well, then keep up the great work, and we look forward to it. So anything else?
We're good.
All right. Thank you. So moving down, Senator Fisher, the Racial and Equity Committee.
Hi guys. Racial and Equity Committee is continuing to move through with our agenda. Our, all of our files are organized and accessible by members of the committee, as well as student senators. I guess just as a little friendly announcement, I'm sure no one would ever add anything, change anything, or delete anything. Working with a committee and with their knowledge. But just throwing that out there, you can see everything that we have, but we're working on our procedures for file organization and management. For example, we have a draft document that people could view all of our draft notes, but it's categorized away from all of our documents that are completed or all of our files that we're collecting, and just trying to manage that space. There's a brand new appointment, which we're very excited about and happy to have a new member from the student selection. And so that aspect of the core is filled. There will be there are seats right now for student senators. So make sure to get that survey up, so you can think about something next semester if you're interested in being a part of the committee. I could very well be graduating this semester, so whether or not I'll be able to continue on in my work at the Student Senate is kind of contingent. So just FYI, like there might be a couple Student Senate seats open up. Right now there's one, and we voted today, even though we have break, to have one meeting over break, and we had a fantastic guest today.
We lost you there for the last little bit. You were talking about the meeting, and I think you were about to say you had a good meeting. But again, I lost the audio. All right. Well, I'm gonna say thank you. Does that conclude your report?
That concludes my time. I'll type as much as I can in the written report.
Awesome. And we appreciate all the work that you've done on that committee and that you continue to do. Thank you, Senator Fisher. All right. So, Textbook Affordability Committee is currently vacant and would sure love a nice Senate seat to be filled. Public Safety Committee with Senator Willis.
Good afternoon. We just met Tuesday, and one of the things that came up again is they want to try and do like a student forum / meet and greet in the spring, and would like to sort of collaborate with Student Senate, since we have access to make the students know that it's not spam if it came from us as far as the invitation for the actual event. But then they also want us to give some perspective and input. I've actually also invited them to come to one of our meetings in January, depending, e-team approval, if that's approved, to have them come to a meeting to at least give them a chance to give a presentation to Student Senate as to what they're looking for and what we're trying to do as far as reaching out to the students and making them aware about opportunities for like the student escort service, as far as escorting people to their cars, and making sure people know how to contact, what the role of public safety is and how they can help, and that they are friends and they're not trying to do anything that would be harmful to students, and they want students to know that they can approach student public safety and for assistance regardless of what it is. So that if they don't know, if it's not something in their wheelhouse, they could redirect them to where they can actually get the help that they need. And so we're going to actually we're still working out the kinks of trying to get a draft together of what from the mind of the committee of what we would like to do. And then, like I said, they're going to present it to Student Senate to get input. And so we can actually get something in place. So by maybe February or March, we can do something and involve the students. And it will probably still be virtual just based on the current climate.
All right. I think that would be a great idea to have a presentation and kind of have a little bit more explanation about this student forum, potential student forum, and just awareness in general about public safety. And
one other thing, I'm sorry, yeah. President Green. One other thing. They also want to put together like an advisory committee where Flan won't be on it. But so if people have concerns, have had issues and want to like a place for people to vent or complain about complaints against public safety so that they can actually be addressed and resolved. So they're going to try to form that as well. And they want it to be very student centric. And then also, potentially have faculty members and others on there, but they want to try to do something that's like an independent board sort of like the student media board, so that they can be able to address concerns, because that's the other thing that came up, to make sure that there is a formal method for people, if they have concerns that involve public safety, that they can be addressed as well.
Yeah, that definitely, yeah. I have nothing to say because I don't disagree with any of it. So, I think that it's, especially with everything going on, it's good to make sure that public safety, they see what public safety services are being offered and all the stuff that's being done. So,
And they want to do it for all campuses. I'm sorry, I forgot that part too.
no,
It's for
which
all
is even
campuses, not
better.
just Truex.
Well, we would hope all campuses, but that's good that you definitely made that clear. Does that conclude your report, Senator Willis?
It does. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And now moving down to the Wisconsin Student Government, VP Boyd, Senator Spranik, let's have a report for us.
Yep, so we haven't met for WSG directly recently, but I am going to yield my time to Advisor Rome, since she is leading the legislative seminar across all of the technical colleges and will be hosting. So I will let her update on how the progress for that is going.
Happy to do so. So we actually had a meeting today that I think 3 of the other schools were present at, which is awesome. The legislative seminar, as a reminder, is Monday, February 22nd. It's going to be fully online, obviously, it's between 10 a.m. and 11 and 3 p.m. We are not going that full amount. There are 10-minute breaks, there are 15-minute breaks. So in overall, it's probably closer to 3.5 to 4 hours of content over 5 hours. I'm really excited about what we're going to be able to do with it. We're going to keep the lobby games, which is sort of everybody's favorite part about it. People get to get into smaller groups with other schools, so the other technical college system schools, to practice actually talking with a legislator, which is just a really unique experience. And then advisors and some other folks from the WTCS serve as judges. And then there's actually a winner. So we're going to keep those aspects. There will be a leadership speaker. There will be some lunch discussions, again, with students from other schools. So I think it's going to be really cool. We haven't heard yet whether the governor or lieutenant governor will be able to attend, but hopefully we will have that information soon. So the one thing I would love to have you keep an eye out on your email for over break is an email from me about that. I don't know when we need to register, but usually it's like the first week of classes when we're back. So I might need you to start thinking about that over break. Put it in your calendar now and give it some thought of whether you can dedicate those 5 hours. But it's going to be really great. The college, the Senate pays for the registration fee. There's also probably going to be a fun mailer, so you get something in the mail for participating. So yeah, I would happily take any questions. Otherwise, I'll send lots of details over break.
Any questions? Okie dokie. It's a lot of fun. All right. So then we're gonna move. Thank you, Advisor Rome. And we're going to then move down regional and metro campus reports. Reedsburg currently vacant. Watertown currently vacant. Portage, Senator Runge, you got a report for us.
Yes. Can you see me and hear me? I'm having lots of technological difficulties.
Yes and yes.
Fabulous. Our blood drive that we had co-sponsored on December 1st exceeded its goal. We're very happy about that. And there are 2 more American Red Cross blood drives that we're co-sponsoring, one in February and one in April. I've got details that'll be in the written report if you're interested. And it's going to be at that same place at the United Methodist Church, which is easy to find in Portage. I did complete the development of a targeted promotional email messaging campaign. I'm just sort of working on finalizing how I'm going to get that information out to students. It has come, there was sort of a challenge come up again at this sectional break. So the bookstore's textbook rental program, I've got the same issue that had come up that I brought to the Senate's attention last semester, and I know that they implemented a whole lot of changes, but this wasn't one of them. And because it's a discriminatory practice, I feel like I am obligated to bring it to your attention again. So even when someone, because of the textbook rental program, most students don't have any charge. However, they're required to put in a credit card. So anyone who does not have a credit card because of the discriminatory financial industry sort of practices, they're required to have a meeting and come in. We're in the middle of a pandemic and there's a cost and the time associated. So we've got two sort of groups of students. Those that don't have credit are required to make this extra effort, and there's no reason for it because they're not paying anything. They shouldn't have to have a credit card. So I wanted to bring that up to the Senate again, as I think, as I said, it contributes to the discrimination of those who have already been discriminated against by the financial institution with the withholding of credit. So I wanted to bring that up. Thank you. Any questions?
All right.
And that concludes my report. If there are no questions.
All right. Thank you, Senator Runge. Now, moving down, Fort Atkinson is vacant. Goodman South is vacant. And then Northern Regional Engagement Committee. Back to you, Senator Runge.
Okay. Sorry for the time delay. I'm juggling a lot on one laptop. So I have messaged other student leaders on our student engagement committee for the Northern Region to try to promote a Senate opportunity or other student life leadership positions. I think there's one person who has expressed interest and is hoping to join us. That's somebody besides the person from my paralegal class. There's a different person. This other person is actually from Reedsburg. So I'm hoping she can join us. We had a turkey feather contest winner. We are going to be pursuing for Christmas another online guessing game where we just send out gift cards. And we are also fulfilling Santa's wish list requests for the students out in the Northern Region. And in the same way that you all are for your campuses. For our spring semester events, we are looking at more virtual contests. Some ideas for the holidays came up, and I'm pushing them towards maybe some lesser known, maybe more ethnically diverse sort of events for us to sort of celebrate. It would be a move I think that we could make at this time. And we're going to do another tie-dye event. And that was very popular. Our next meeting is Wednesday, January 6th, if anybody wants to web it. Any questions? Seeing none, that completes my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Senator Runge. And then moving on, College Assembly and Council reports. VP Rubio, College Assembly.
So we met yesterday, actually, I think. Oh my gosh, yeah. And we started with a joy that we received within the past week to kind of start on a really positive note, which I really liked. And then we also broke out into groups to kind of, since there's faculty and students involved in the College Assembly, we broke out into groups and kind of discussed like where we thought issues or like things could be improved, or our experiences in certain areas, which was a lot of fun. But I always have a daycare run right at 4, so about around 4. So I didn't get to finish up the meeting, but it was pretty good. Unless there's anything else that I'm missing, President or Advisor.
Well, yeah, I mean, I felt very confused with the meeting personally, a little bit with the direction of it because we were supposed to be talking about the main statement with in terms of diversity, equity, and inclusion, with how can we be more welcoming to guests, students, and faculty, and all of the above. And it, personally, for me and my group at least, had kind of were a little bit confused as to what we were exactly supposed to do. It didn't seem that way for everyone else. So, but that's kind of what it was supposed to be further discussion about that. I think that kind of accurately sums it up. But does that conclude any questions, or does that conclude your report, VP Rubio?
That concludes.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Academic Council, Senator Fisher.
Well, we did not have a meeting today like we were scheduled to due to lack of quorum. So I don't have a report today. I can look into the next date that Academic Council will be meeting, but that'll be next year.
All right. Thank you very much. Moving down, Diversity and Community Relations Council, VP Boyd.
Yep, we met on the 2nd. We had an IT loop out for research practices, and then we had a presentation on, oh, 1 second. It was on language, but I'm going to be more specific about it. I just have the slide pulled up on my phone so I can be more specific. Inclusive language. It was a workshop presentation to make sure if there is a college policy, how it's applied, how language is chosen, and the impact it can have. And then we had an equity lens practice, and that is kind of where we were at. And then we'll resume, I believe February, first week of February will be our next meeting.
All right. And that concludes your report, VP Boyd?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, Senator Willis, Facilities Planning and Investment Council. Is Senator Willis still with us? Does not look like it. Not look that way. All right. Well, then moving on. Finance Council with Senator Ziegler.
Yes, we're scheduled to meet tomorrow, so no report this week.
All right. Thank you very much. Information Technology Council, Senator Zebel.
I do not have a report.
All right. Institutional Effectiveness Council, Senator Runge.
Hello. So we had a presentation on an update on the IT Council by Sean Belling. I didn't provide any information on that because I figured it would come from a different source. And it was a few weeks ago, so I would have nothing to add, but maybe Advisor Rome would. Co-Chair Rome provided a council co-chair meeting update. And out of that came this, councils are tasked with developing an issue question. And so we worked on that, lots of discussion, and we decided eventually to table it, tweak the format for how we were sort of addressing it. There's like a worksheet for working through that, and that went out. And then we were considering some specific terms and clauses, whether we were going to include them in our finalized recommendation. This is a very interesting council. If anybody, especially new senators, are interested in sort of this, nuts and bolts of how a college works, the Institutional Effectiveness Council is a great place to get some of that experience. We're meeting next week, Wednesday, December 16th at 2 o'clock. Any questions? And Advisor Rome, do you have anything to add?
I do not.
Okay. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Senator Runge. And professional development council, if we still have no Senator Willis, then we're going to have to move to student affairs council with VP Moreno.
Okay, so we met, and the idea was that in this big meeting, all the different subcommittees started doing reports, and they presented where they were having gaps when it came specifically to the mental health committees as well. So we then decided, and we had discussions for each particular question. And we have planned a meeting for January. It's gonna be, I think, the second or third week of January. It's not defined yet. But so far, specifically in the aspect of the mental health committee that I'm on, we're working on identifying and trying to go over that experiential part, trying to see what other colleges are doing in the area, what programs have been used to promote mental health. So in this case, we are still very much identifying the scope, looking for the resources that we have and resources that other colleges are using as well. But overall, everybody very motivated, very in the mindset to get things working. And so far, so good. I mean, if we have something else very specific, I'll definitely report back. But so far, this is what we have.
All right. Thank you very much, VP Moreno. And now, no old business items, then new business items, and Bill 006, back with VP Moreno.
Okay, so I will share my screen and hopefully everybody can see that. So wait, let me prepare this. Okay. I apologize because again, my screens at this time of the semester just go crazy.
Perfectly okay.
Excellent. I'm going to put this here and open the bill. Okay. Perfect. Share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see that. Okay, screen. Perfect. Okay, can everybody see that? Hopefully, yes.
Yep. We can.
Okay, good. Good.
Excellent. So this will be for bill number 6. It is the order of gift cards in this case. So the idea is that Vice President Moreno introduced the following legislation, which was referred by the Team Development Committee, a bill. So the formal motion will be that Senate shall allocate $240 for the purchase of 15 Amazon gift cards. Now in section 3, we will specify which and how many of each gift card. Now, the primary reason is, whereas the Team Development Committee hosted the Student Senate team activities to encourage senators to actively work on duties, whereas mailing options are limited due to campus closure, and we're able to send more Amazon gift cards through email. And whereas, in order to recognize the participation and hard work of senators, it was decided that each team individual would earn a prize based on their score. Now, in this case, for the definitions, we decided to define Student Senate team's activity. In this case, it is that event hosted by the Team Development Committee that involves the completion of challenges by each Student Senate team. Here, we're specifying the amount of gift cards for each. So this will be the number 3 gift cards, $25 for the first prize, 3 gift cards for $20 for the second prize, 3 gift cards for $15 for the third prize, and 6 for $10 for the fourth and fifth prize. It's a total of $240. And the conclusion would be it enacted that the Student Senate of Madison College assembled that the Senate shall allocate $240 for the purchase of 15 Amazon gift cards. I'll go back to our meeting just in case anybody has any questions, and then I can go back and, yeah.
Any questions? Senator Zebel?
So if we don't vote on this, nobody gets the prize. Is that what I'm getting at?
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Ah,
this is for the prize, basically.
I might be a sore loser here, guy.
I did had a
uh,
question myself. Would we like to, because I can show the screen and go again over the voting part, and Jenna, you can read them since VPLA, right? Would that work? Yeah? Yeah, since I already have it open. Okay, but yeah, if anybody has any questions again.
if no other questions, then yeah, let's go ahead with that roll call.
I'll share my screen again and I'll go back. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see that.
Okay. So I'll start with VP Boyd. I have an I vote. VP Moreno.
Aye.
VP Rubio.
Aye.
VP Said.
Aye.
Senator Fisher.
Aye.
Senator Eugenen.
Aye.
The next two we do not have, correct?
Yeah.
Senator Runge.
Aye.
Senator Zabranik.
Aye.
Senator Willis.
Aye.
Senator Weiner.
Aye.
Senator Zabel.
Aye.
Senator Ziegler.
Aye.
Okay, and we have quorum, so then that would conclude the vote and it would pass.
Okay, excellent. And I'll make sure to have this ready and up in the folder so that everyone can have access to it. Thank you, guys.
Perfect. All right, and continuing on down with Bill 007 with Senator Said.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Um. All right. So I'm presenting bill number 7, which is transfer student Senate website to new website hosting service provider. In the Senate of Madison Area Technical College, date presented on 10 December, Vice President Said and President Green introduced the following legislation drafted on their own recognition. This is a formal motion to allow student Senate to end website hosting services with the current provider, which is Wix, then transferring student Senate website and register domain name www.madisoncollegesenate.org over to a new website hosting service provider named Squarespace, allocating $108. Whereas the current service Wix has limited functionality and support options to maintain a proper website, and whereas Squarespace has an established history as a versatile, easy to use website platform, and Squarespace platform has additional features that make connecting Senate social media hassle-free, whereas the Senate require ability to maintain a website year to year as to ensure it reaches an accessibility to the student Senate body. Conclusion. Be enacted by the Student Senate of Madison College assembled that the Senate shall allocate $108 to transfer website hosting service from provider Wix to provider Squarespaces. And am I supposed to read this?
I honestly don't know, but it wouldn't be too interesting if you did.
Yeah.
VPLA, he has to read the entire thing.
Okay.
Technically, yes, everything top to anything.
All right. Well, then
We'll skip definitions.
All right. Well, then we'll skip definitions, but make sure we're reading. If there's only definitions, then we can have a discussion. Yeah, if there's only definitions, and go past the section 3. I think there's still the end part though of I don't know, in conclusion. I can't see past the I can't see past section 2, so I don't really remember. Oh, okay. Well, I guess then it's Any questions, discussion? Open now. Well, if there are none, and if you're sorry about my dog, then we can have VPLA if you would like to start the process of roll call.
Sure. So VP Boyd, aye. VP Marino,
Aye.
VP Rubio,
Aye.
VP Said,
Aye.
Senator Fisher,
Aye.
Senator Yujinin,
Aye.
Senator Runge,
Aye.
Senator Zabranik,
Aye.
Senator Willis,
I lost her again.
okay. Senator Weiner,
I'm sorry, what? I just got back.
for voting record for on the bill.
Oh, see, yes.
Senator Zibel,
Aye.
Senator Ziegler.
Aye.
Okay, and with that, it would pass.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, then we can move on then to non-business housekeeping items and the sick policy discussion, Admin and Finance Committee.
So I'm going to post the SharePoint link right into our Student Senate, or right in the chat there, sorry. And then I will post a screenshot of it so that way people can see. I'm sorry, I'm on 2 different computers, so I can't share screen right now. But yeah, so click that. Everybody should have access to it right away, because it's right in our SharePoint. But here is the here's a photo of it, just that everybody can follow along. Sorry, it's loading. Perfect. Thank you, Ellie. So we wanted to create a sick policy. COVID obviously got us really thinking that we don't have anything published in our bylaws. So I do want to, and I'm sorry, I'm spacing how to do this, motion to, oh wait, no, because it's non-business, right? Sorry, I forgot. So it's open discussion. So I'm going to read through everything just for the formality purpose, but feel free to just give feedback about it. I did highlight just to kind of keep in everybody's mind, this is solely for the purpose of a senator's illness. So this is a sick policy. So not so much about the unpredictable life situations that suddenly arise, but we do include a brief point about emergency absences. So I guess we'll just kind of start with the protocol there. So senators are accountable and responsible for emailing the vice president of admin and finance as soon as possible. In the case of an unwell onset, senators will be granted 72 hours or 3 days from the time of the email to be excused from Senate responsibilities without penalty/point accrual. Communication is crucial, so that's really what we want to emphasize here. So that way, we understand that people are sometimes sick for longer than 3 days, but if the senator is still unwell after the 72-hour period has expired, the senator is responsible for keeping in contact with the vice president of admin and finance to address further action. And then down here, we kind of get to the points, if you wouldn't mind scrolling down just a little bit. So while doctor's notes are not required, they may serve as proof of dates a senator is unable to attend student senate commitments. Doctor's notes will excuse the time frame listed on the note without penalty and no questions asked. So quick example. Let's say I break my leg and I'm in the hospital right now, so I didn't attend the GA. Obviously, with that doctor's note, we wouldn't count the points against me, versus if I was sick, but I didn't email the vice president of admin and finance saying I'm unwell right now, I'm not going to make the meeting. That point cannot, or they would accrue the point. Sorry, let me get that word mixed up. Anyway, so next point is that emergency absences I was talking about, things that are not related to illnesses, must be shared with the advisor and president as soon as possible. And then a decision regarding this, whether the student will be excused, will be determined by the E-Council. So
Next, we just kind of list where in the bylaws. So I'll go through that and then just an example email just to kind of help with some support for an example of what to do. But so feel free to just kind of raise your hand. I guess would be easiest, or else Senator Bungie right away.
Yeah, yes. I'm glad that you're taking this move. I hope it's not because I didn't communicate well enough when I was hospitalized. That does come to mind. You know, when you're very sick and you're barely lucid. You may not even have your phone, honestly. I hope that we would have some language built in for, especially with COVID, for those severe cases where somebody doesn't have the ability. I mean, you can be so bad. I mean, I put Senate at the top of my list, but there were other people and other spaces in my life that did not get notification. Actually, you knew before my family knew, because there's only so much you can do when you are so sick. So I hope we can have some language that addresses an inability to even communicate.
And so that's why we did want to emphasize too that communication is crucial, but that we understand. So we hear what you're saying. The wording is really tough to do there. So that's where we need help. That's why we have this. That way, help us to word this, because, hopefully by next meeting we can vote on this and then get this thrown in those bylaws. So this isn't even a vote. This is just let's talk about it. Basically like a help us, please. Senator, I didn't see who put their hand up first. We'll just go.
I think Advisor Rome was
okay,
first, honestly.
So I just wanted to say that this is, like VP Rubio said, something that's missing from the bylaws. So currently, anybody who is sick for a meeting or needs to miss for some other sort of emergency, they need to bring that to the entire General Assembly after the fact to get basically forgiven. We made some special circumstances this semester because it seemed totally inappropriate to make people who came down with COVID come and ask for points to be forgiven. We gave just sort of a 2-week minimum. Here you go. Don't worry about Senate, please just get better. So we just found that policy is just not appropriate for, especially now. So I just wanted to give that feedback of we're really trying to undo or add another way to not need to bring all of your business to the whole General Assembly, whether that's a personal emergency, family emergency, whatever, or a sickness. So hopefully that helps to give some justification. And as VP Rubio said, not being voted on now, they're just looking for feedback to actually write a bill for next semester.
Senator Willis.
I apologize because I keep having connectivity issues and keep getting kicked off. And so I apologize if I did not see the part. Does this actually have like an appeal process in it? Or would that be when you send it? My concern with people having present this personal stuff in a general Senate meeting is recorded. And there may be people there that people may not want to know about their personal business. Like, I mean, you have the president cabinets there sometimes and other guests. So I'm just a little curious exactly how that would actually be handled. I mean, like if somebody needed to ask for forgiveness and we have guests in the room and it's on the schedule.
Right. So I apologize, Katrina. I'm also helping Marcus with writing this up. So right now, that is how it stands. If you have ongoing illnesses, right now, by our rules, the only way to approach it is having a point appeal that goes into General Assembly. So what we're trying to do is create this process that would go through VP of Admin and Finance for communicating, so that way you don't have to present it to everybody if you have an illness come up. So that's the whole goal and purpose of this, is to allow some grace and privacy for senators as illnesses arise.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion on this matter? And I just quickly want to say, advisor room, I do see it's 5:58, and that you probably have to duck out. And so if we don't get a chance to say goodbye, it's been a fun semester. So just say that right now, and then we'll carry on. And I just also would like to include about this, adding this is we want privacy is a big issue, and we want to make sure privacy is maintained. And we understand that there are some times when there's some things that you would rather keep private, and we want to make sure that those things are definitely, but so this is really more just a protection and a modification to how it stands. This is just it's a good thing that we want to make sure that no one is getting penalized for stuff that is out of their control. I mean, how messed up is that? So we want to make sure that everyone's in good standing still. Senator Runge.
I wanted to bring up HIPAA law, and there's a lot of legal ramifications. And do we have somebody that is legal, the legal department, reviewing this before we even get to the point of voting on it? Because reading through it, I already have some legal concerns, and I'm not an attorney, but anytime you're requiring somebody to report something about their medical situation, and there's lots of contingencies. If they don't, you've got to be following. There's going to be everybody's going to sign off on the sharing of that information, and there can't be any violation there. So I'm thinking the committee that's working on this maybe should have legal take a look at it before we get to the point of voting on it.
I don't know if you see it. I do have my hand raised. Yes, great point, Senator Runge. Thank you for that. Obviously, yeah, we, so I guess I want to back up. I did have a bullet that for what is, quote unquote sick. This is the senator's discretion. We'll never ask anything in detail about health. This is mostly to help everybody, and so, we would absolutely run this through others because we include in there about doctor's notes and all that stuff, which we would not, we're not requiring those by any means. That's just if a senator felt the need to have supporting documentation, but yeah, this is all about feedback. We're not voting right now, so this is great feedback. I am including notes on here too. So I'm including about legalities and
it is hard to define that. It's hard. It is a hard thing to define, but yeah, I mean, personally, my dad used to work for the VA, HIPAA, and did insurance for the vets. And HIPAA laws was the main aspect of the entire thing. It very much aware of that. Again, we're not trying to ask for anything that you don't want to share. We are trying to make, if everyone's following communication, is communicating and as just doing it. Hey, I'm sick. I'm ill. I can't do this. Okay, I mean, this has still got to be worked over and defined. But for me, in my opinion, the fact that you're letting somebody know, yeah, that I'm more or less okay with that. I understand though, to Senator Runge's point, that when you're so ill that you can't even get to the phone or the computer, yes, that is something that has to be figured out. But it's about communication, but nothing past your privacy is what we want to breach. All right. I don't know if VP Rubio, you still had if you just raised your hand before VP Willis, or if you still had your hand up. But VP Willis, Willis.
Thank you. The only thing I was going to ask is, because we are student employees, have you considered comparing what's in the employee handbook with what you're requiring, what you guys would want to do? I mean, and yes, I understand all you're looking for is just communication, but we're employees as well as being students. So you got FERPA as well as HIPAA, but because we're employees, we are also held to that, held to be accountable. So yes, it's like no call, no show. So somebody, you do have to let somebody know in some form or fashion within a reasonable period of time. So I was just curious if the employee or student employee handbook or HR was consulted or can be when you're finalizing this.
I added that to the notes so we can add that to consideration so we can compare. Thank you for the suggestion.
Senator Fisher?
Well, I agree with Senator Willis, and only to further that, a lot of that language may already exist in a form that's usable here, and I think we all may already have that language applied to us, but we have to, do what you're doing, which is to make that policy, usable to this, particular area of student life office. So I agree with what's been said.
Yeah, we're a structured body. I mean, and things need to be defined. And but yes, Senator Fisher, you said that very well. I think we all kind of get it, but we have to make it. We have to put it down and make it more. COVID really did open up a lot of eyes and realize where we have loopholes that we could use everyone's help reviewing those bylaws and bringing it up to any one of the teams, but more specifically to VP Boyd, and saying there's this one section that I have a question on, or that I would like you just to if you could look at a later time. It's the senators. I think it's our responsibility to help further and improve for the next term, and the senators that are going to be in these positions later on, and improving those bylaws is, though I'm not saying it's a mandatory thing. But for me, I feel it's something. I feel it's a senator responsibility to improve upon what we come into. So, but yes, it's just I think enough's been said about this issue for now, and the feedback will be taken and discussed between VP Rubio, VP Boyd, the Executive Council, etc. And if everyone's fine, I think we can move on. Does that sound like a plan? All right. So then, moving down, food pantry update, VP Moreno.
Hi guys. So in the beginning of this semester, I took on a job with Denise Holland in the food pantry as a peer health educator. And I am here representing both Jessica Luna Jones, which is the other peer health educator, and Denise with the food pantry, and again, the peer health educators. So overall, we had an approximate of 389 students coming to both the Drex food pantry and the Goodman South food pantry. Overall, that was amazing considering how the new system that we had to implement, which was a safe pickup, we had a lot of recurrent students, but when the flu clinics occurred and other events such as the combined charitable campaign where we received donations, students seemed to see the food pantry and the peer health educator. So at that point, more students started to show up. Definitely the use of Wolfpack Connect, the student email through Student Life, and yeah, again, like Instagram and social media platforms definitely help students know about the food pantry more. Overall, we had different events that were hosted by the food pantry, in this case, crock pot or slow cooking classes, in which students received a free crock pot with different ingredients to make 3 different meals. This was an event with the students from the culinary department, which was again amazing, really fun, and amazing experience, and it was all virtual. We also had a wellness challenge where we gave prizes, and we also made reminders for World Heart Day and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Basically, we decided that our focus was going to be using the special weeks to either give out food that we received and overall just making awareness of both mental health and nutrition, which were the two topics that we decided to focus on. We also decided that one of the objectives that was going to be for the food pantry was going to be to find resources that could be shared with the students other than the food pantry itself. For instance, there is a food pantry near the Truex pantry that's called the East Madison pantry, and this pantry is open the same time that the Madison College food pantry is, so students are able to either go to the Truex one or the East Madison one. And the idea is that we always share flyers with information. Same goes not only for food pantries, but for laundry options and free laundry resources. So each time students come, we always share a flyer with them about that. We had an event also with the intercultural exchange with Back to Basics. We handed out so many products of basic necessities. We handed out stress-less products. And with the donations that we have received, we also focused on pasta week. We did also a drink week. Other than that, I would say the peer health educators themselves also participated in the mental health committee. I am working as a representative there as well for the food pantry and for the NEAS. And we made a video with counselors, specifically John Voyne, and we talked about the Suicide Prevention Month. We were, as I mentioned before, granted the access of using an Instagram, so I'll definitely put that in the chat if you want to follow the path of the peer health educators. And with Denise, we worked with the flu clinics as well. That went really successful. A lot of students signed up, but not all the students showed up, which made it kind of complicated when it came down to writing down all the process and the students that attended. There was a pet therapy event that occurred not that long ago, where Dogs on Call, which is an organization, brought up therapy dogs to talk with students through the virtual camera, which was so amazing and adorable. And other than that, the food pantry is gonna work for the last time next week, and both Tuesday and Wednesday at the Truex and Thursday at Goodman South, and we will come back on January 19th. Other than that, both Denise and Jessica would like to thank Senate, for having this amazing opportunity that has helped so many students. Like, working in there personally, I get to see firsthand how students from all corners of Wisconsin and the world come to use the resources. I do hope that in the future, students get to know more about the food pantry, because I heard over 1,000 times, like, I didn't know this was something the college offered. This is amazing. And that is something that we're definitely working on. We do have a meeting on December 14th, which is Monday, and we're going to plan up all the events and what we are going to start doing for next semester, which will be spring semester. Other than that, I think that that's what we have with the food pantry. And if anyone has any questions, I'll gladly answer those. Oh, Sean, I think you're muted. Sorry. Oh, still, yeah.
All right, my computer's freaking out, so I'm like delayed so badly right now. Any questions? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, any questions? All right. Well, we appreciate everything that you do, VP Moreno, and that Denise does. And I forgot I didn't catch the last pure health educator.
Jessica.
But Jessica, we know it we know the work that is being done, and we couldn't be happier to have helped participate in some way or another. So, yay! Yay! I mean that. All right, then we are moving on to the announcements, and we've got quite a few announcements. This was provided all by the E team. Hooray, hooray, we did it. Give yourself a self 5. I'm gonna read through these. I'm gonna do it. B, get some R&R, some rest and relaxation. You guys deserved it. Spend time with your loved ones. Cherish those moments, especially. It kind of gives you a highlight of everything that's been going on with this COVID thing. Cherish your moments with the loved ones. Be proud that you got through this. I said the other day it was hard, and I don't say that ever, but there were moments where this was hard, and I can say that I looked to you guys and saw that you guys kept going, and that gave me my support when I had those low moments. So each and every one of you, this is something no other Senate term has ever done this before. This was a big challenge, and every one of you guys should really seriously be proud of what you've done. And then lastly, try to laugh 2 times a day. All right? Seriously, laughing is good for you. Now, with that said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this last meeting. VP Moreno, that's a motion, and
No,
looks like
not yet.
no, that's an
No.
announcement.
I do have one last announcement, and it's a video that I would like to show. This came with a compilation of members from the Student Senate, and it's a small comical surprise for our graduates. So hope you like it. I'll share my screen and let me know if you guys can see it. Okay, sharing my screen right now. Can everyone see that? Okay, I'll press play.
Finally the time for you to get out there in the real world. I mean, not today. Today, you pretty much have to stay in your house.
Congrats, and don't let no coronavirus, no nothing take the special moment from you.
Ta-da! You graduated, you finished what you started.
Andy Moore? First of all, congratulations, guys. You did it. You made it. This is it. I'm sure this is probably not the way you imagined celebrating such a momentous occasion. However, I am still glad that you were able to celebrate and take a moment to truly acknowledge what you've accomplished. The end of one chapter and the beginning of the next. Everything you need is already here and here.
Hello, Senators. We just want to wrap up this fall 2020 semester with a warm and grateful message to the following people.
Senator Shai Fisher, congratulations.
Congratulations, Vice President of Legislative Affairs, Jenna Boyd.
Senator Vernon Ziegler, a big congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations to all of you. We are so proud of you for graduating this semester and so grateful for all of your hard work with the Student Senate.
Yay!
Yeah.
All the best wishes.
You did it.
Hey, Katrina. I wanted to take a second and recognize all the time that you spent dedicating all your efforts to helping to push Senate's agenda, Senate's initiatives, being there to just represent in general. It has been, for me personally, a sign of reassurance when I felt unsure about, just in general, when I felt unsure about being in Senate. You always were a good guiding light, and the entire Senate is going to miss you, But we are so proud and happy that you succeeded in graduating. But you have done so much work, and it is worth taking a second and saying thank you. And I am honored to get to have gotten the chance to spend time working with you and getting to know you. And I hope that we continue to remain buddies when you're gone. So thank you again, and see you later. Congratulations.
My name's Drake Bell here. Just wanted to give you guys a huge shout out. Congratulations on graduating. I know it's crazy graduating in this time that we're living right now. We're all stuck inside, but hey, we're all in this together, right? I'm stuck inside, you're stuck inside. We're gonna get through it. But hey, don't let that overshadow everything that you've accomplished and all of your achievements, because this is a big year for you guys. So don't get too bummed out, and stay positive.
Lots of love from your buddy Oscar in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and that overall summarizes it. Thank you so much, guys. And congratulations once again.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know we were going to play this at the end. That's the thing. I didn't know that was going to happen. I thought that was going to be done at a different time. Yeah.
There's a lot of things you don't know. Don't worry about it.
I think I almost tried to adjourn the meeting. That's the problem. All right. VP Said. What'd you say?
Oh, you're
I didn't
muted.
hear.
Yeah.
I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
All right, motion's been made by Said. Who's
I second.
second by Sam Sobranik. Everyone just put your hands up. Those hand raising feature, let's get them up. And alrighty, we've got over the majority. So we're done. Let's get out of here. Enjoy your night.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah, enjoy your holidays. Enjoy your time. All right.
Miss you.
See everyone later.
Bye, guys. Have a good break and get lots of rest.